A 21-year-old man is in police custody after being involved in a violent kidnapping and sexual assault in St. and on Tuesday. The incident occurred shortly after midnight when a 33-year-old woman went to Margaritaville in Ocho Rios. Investigators say two men in a motor vehicle abducted the woman, forcing her into the back of the car at knife point. The assailants then drove towards Marvin's Park, where the woman was sexually assaulted. As the assault was taking place, a police patrol arrived at the scene. The officers ordered the suspects to exit the vehicle, but one of the men jumped back inside, brandished a firearm, and opened fire on the police. A shootout ensued, with officers returning fire. The suspect managed to flee the scene, but his accomplice was apprehended by police. The victim, who reported the incident to the officers, was subsequently taken to the hospital for treatment. Investigations are ongoing as authorities search for the second suspect involved in the crime. A man was shot dead while his cousin and a woman were injured in a gun attack at their family home in Hibernia near Devon in Manchester on Wednesday night. Relatives named the murder victim as Yvonne Gibson, otherwise called General, 45, a construction worker and mechanic. Preliminary reports are that about 9:30 p.m., gunmen stormed the family home through a back door and opened fire, hitting Gibson multiple times. Another man identified as his cousin was shot in the leg, while the cousin's girlfriend was shot in the upper body. They were taken to hospital, where Gibson was pronounced dead while the injured couple were admitted for treatment. 3 other people, including Gibson's 90-year-old grandmother, his teenage cousin, and the child's mother, were unharmed during the invasion. This latest incident has increased the number of people killed in Manchester since the start of the year to 47. Avril Gibson, Yvonne Gibson's father, told the news that his son was a hard worker.
The first 2 picking them out and back, one girl and one boy, the girl that fight. Much long me talk to him, and I peer crying in the back. This man me talk to me, so no one did the other, and I said, General, come take down the decking board there for me. He said, yes, daddy, I can try to take you home. Him and his uncle. And see what happened there. Take my son alive.
What kind of person was he?
No man, him a builder, the kind of work in the man, him a jack up all trades. But now your vehicle come out and broke down, and you drop out the engine, and I say, remember, I have to go and buy a man, you get back your vehicle. Sing carry him up a yard, sing carry in a yard. Anytime he broke down a same place in a yard, he drop out the engine and fix it and go on there. Him a skill man, General, he's full of skill. And then come murder him. Well,
You know, him and anybody have any problems?
no, sir, but him always have a man look right now. A man good looking, you know. Him good looking. That's it. So they like you, man, them like him. You never woman and kill him over. That's it.
I understand that a old lady was also in the house at the time.
Mother and granny in the house there. Granny in the house, and now they can't make him granny now.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has announced a $30 million reward fund for anyone who provides information leading to the arrest of those responsible for Monday night's mass killing in the Waltham Park area of St. Andrew. The Prime Minister made the announcement during a tour of the area on Tuesday. The tragic incident, which occurred on 85 Lane off Waltham Park Road, left 5 men dead in what is believed to be a targeted gang-related shooting.
First, let me join with both the Commissioner and the Minister in extending my deep and sincere condolences to the families and loved ones of those who were brutally killed in this multiple victim violent incident. We are very disturbed by this, but I invite Jamaica and the press who are here with us to recall that a few weeks ago we had a press conference at the office of the Prime Minister to discuss what we saw as an emerging trend in violence and in particular homicides in Jamaica. This is as a result, we theorize, from our very effective approach in neutralizing, eradicating, and in many respects disbanding gangs in Jamaica. We have moved from over 300 documented gangs to now just under 180, and we continue to degrade and eradicate them. It is a natural response for 5 persons to die within less than 15 minutes of each incident occurring. And the nature of how it happened, this is a bar with an outdoor area for entertainment. Jamaicans all over, we gather, we sit around a domino table, we have fun. You know, this is how we socialize. And for someone or a group of persons to believe that it is, you know, okay to just walk up onto the street side and shoot innocent persons. From all intents and purposes so far, what the police have concluded is that none of these persons here were necessarily involved in any gang activity. It is inexplicable. It is dastardly. And it should never, ever be accepted or normalized in the society. And that is what we are grappling with, Commissioner, when we try to deal with gangs. Whilst the police have not definitively concluded in this specific instance that it is a gang-related matter, from what we are seeing so far, it is highly likely that it is a gang-related matter. The challenge, of course, is that the communities that are involved may not necessarily identify the players as being involved in a gang. Because by and large, the community members would not be necessarily aware of the intricacies and details as to how these gangs operate. We have to deal with this, and we will deal with this. We will not relent in degrading, eradicating, and eliminating gangs and gang members. And I want to be absolutely clear on this. I've given a policy directive that these multiple victim violent incidents must be dealt with specially. We're going to make the necessary change in laws to deal with them. We consider them acts of terror. We are examining the law to see what other penalties, what other deterrents can be placed in the law to prevent criminals and criminal-minded people in gangs to commit these kinds of acts. But in the interim, in the meantime, from an operational perspective, the police can mobilize resources to deal with the problem.